Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing young, famous, and African. Can we talk about the young though? Because I saw somebody today on Threads break down the ages and I knew these people weren't like young. But bruh, y'all ain't young. Y'all come on. They're not old, but young is crazy. The only person who counts as young is Fantana. Be so for real. But anyways, Young, Famous, and African, Season 3, Episodes 3 and 4. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. We pick up where we left off with the argument between Annie and everybody, okay? And Annie is still looking over at Swanky, wondering why he's not defending her. And he's like, no, sis, I've already clocked your tea.
You're gonna sit and this is happening now.
Bitch, you're on your own. Bitch, you are on your own.
Swanky lied to the world about a voice note that does not exist.
Where the fuck is that voice note?
Annie, did you?
Frankie, where is the voice note?
You already apologized about that phone call. So why are you bringing up the phone call again?
I saw a TikTok where somebody was saying that when Annie's about to play victim, she shakes her head. She wiggles her head like this. And it's so true. Every time she's about to give some kind of sob story, some kind of, oh my God, why does everybody hate me? She does the, and did you really say that me, Annie, Mrs. Tubaba, Mrs. Innocent, Mrs. Two-Faced, save it, Annie girl, please. Like, save it, okay? So I too want to hear this voice note that everybody's crying about. However, in Swanky's defense, the voice note is relating to whatever discourse they had in the last season. She apologized about what she said. So whether or not there's a voice note or whatever, like, why is she trying so hard to hear something that she's already apologized for? To me, I'm not hearing Swanky say that it's something different. It's something new. Like, it's an extra thing she has to apologize for. He just said it all falls in line together. So you apologized, babe. What's the problem? I still want to hear it, but what's the problem? So Zari ends up meeting up with Kaylee after this party, which was an absolute train wreck. And she apologizes, saying that, you know, it went left mainly because of her. Annie also acknowledges that she played a part in the event going sideways. However, instead of meeting up with Kaylee, she meets up with Naked.
She insulted me, insulted my husband, insulted my children. You cannot tell me just because I said your husband is younger that I deserve all of that. Then when she was done, Swanky started. They needed to be a bunch of them to get at me. They can't do it on their own. Naked, nobody had my back.
I'm so sorry.
What did I do to these people to hurt me that much?
What is going on?
Two things about Annie that I've noticed, okay? Annie is very, and I hate saying this because I don't like seeing it on social media, male-centered. I think Annie takes more stock in the word of a man versus the word of a woman. And fine, that's your prerogative. But don't be shocked when these women don't show you any loyalty because you don't show them loyalty to begin with. The second thing about Annie, she goes wherever her ego is stroked. She does not want to be held accountable. She will go to the person who coddles her the most. And Naked is exactly that person. He never, or if he has, it's very gentle. It's not with a strong arm. He never holds anybody accountable to the level that they need to be held accountable. And so, of course, she's going to have a conversation with Naked instead of Kaylee. Kaylee was there like, she's meeting with my mans. Why aren't you meeting with me? Yeah. Anyways, Annie says that she feels like she doesn't have any friends there, and she thinks that they needed each other to gang up on her because they're intimidated by her. Intimidated by what exactly? Intimidated by what exactly, Annie, please? But she does open up about a miscarriage that she unfortunately experienced the year before. She was carrying twins and she lost them. That is sad. I do empathize with that situation. Losing a baby at any stage is very heartbreaking, and you do need a support system to go through something like that, especially when you're so far away from your family too, because she spends so much time in SA, and like, we understand it's a lot to go through. The only thing for me is This is why you need to pay attention to how you treat people. Because you wanted people to show up for you as a friend. You wanted to share the news and also maybe share the grief so that people can, be a hedge of protection around you. However, you haven't been a friend to those people. Why would they then turn around and be a friend to you? So the group meets up for a roller skating party costume thing, whatever. And like I said in the previous video, Zari likes to get a reaction out of people. And Kefilwe, I don't know if she's doing this on purpose or if this is just how she is. Because she doesn't give Zari the reaction that Zari wants, she disarms her. And it's so amazing to watch.
I heard, when you left to go with Swanky, Kefi had something to say. I'm like, but why didn't she say it to my face?
No, but then you left out with Swanky.
And just to actually give you a history, me and Annie's history is not really that good.
But I said
I
about
apologize.
you. It wasn't anything about you and Annie.
She didn't say anything bad. She just said that she was just trying to calm it down, and then you were like, oh, is it a funeral?
Kefi, I did apologize. Maybe you didn't hear because there was a lot going on.
All right, then.
Really that serious.
And they came to a result.
It was nice to see the group finally just have fun, just laugh, enjoy themselves. It's not everyday screaming match, that's so unnecessary. Isn't it exhausting? I would be tired. I'm actually in my 20s. I'm actually young, not famous, but definitely African. But it's exhausting. Y'all don't get tired of this. But yeah, it was nice to see them have fun for once. Even Fantana and Louis were getting along well. She helped him with the skating and stuff. I said, wow, this is a good bonding moment, especially because he plans on telling her that Diamond did refer to her as a F buddy. I'm sure she knows that. She just doesn't want to accept that. But yeah, he plans on letting her know. So maybe them building some rapport is for the best. Even Annie ends up showing up and she and Zari just decide to be cordial. It's giving very much fake because we know these two will smile in each other's face one day and then cuss each other out the next day, but they've decided to just keep the peace. Kaylee comes in, the group apologizes. I'm like, wow, this is nice. During this party, Annie was starting to say a few things under her breath, which could have started an issue, but thankfully it didn't. She, however, has been realizing that she's quite emotional and she has a lot of highs and lows, and it's just very overwhelming for her. So she decides to go home to her family. She's not the only one feeling quite moody. Fantana is going through something that's making her a little bit testy.
I don't know. I'm always angry and happy and mad. I don't know.
You mad emotional. What is going on here? Girl, you can't be pregnant with Diamond's baby.
How can you let yourself become pregnant by Diamonds? How? And I want us to take more responsibility in 2025 because pregnancy, for the most part, is not something you just happen across, The only way that can happen is if there's some malpractice or some legal foul play, okay? Outside of that, if you are two consenting adults, sweetie, pregnancy can happen. How did you let that? Diamond, the man who plays in your face every single day. This girl is 26 years old. 26 years old. And it's funny how they were talking about Zari's husband being so young and taking on so much baggage. How many kids does Diamond have? How many girls does Diamond entertain? And you want to permanently tie yourself to this man, to Zari, who you don't like. Fantana, girl, let's use our brains, okay? She ends up talking to Nadia about what Nadia is going through, and we learn that she is still heavily grieving right now. So much so that Kanye had to come and give her some emotional support because she's not pretending. She's putting on a brave face, but deep down, she's definitely still hurting.
And face the silence.
When you lose somebody who you saw yourself spending the rest of your life with, I'm sure it's a different kind of pain, So, my heart, I literally am having chills right now. My heart does break for her. One day he was there and the next day, AKA was gone and he's gone forever. That's ugh, that's so heartbreaking. So Kanye shares some words of wisdom. Honestly, it was nice to see her comfort Nadia in this way. I was like, okay, Kanye, maybe you're not that bad. Maybe I can tolerate you a little bit. Yeah, it was nice to see them have their back and forth. And also, this is gonna sound weird, but it was nice to see Nadia just put down the mask and just grieve, you know, like, not to say that we need to see her be broken on camera all the time, but just to see her authentically feel whatever she's feeling and not feel like she has to pretend like she's somebody that she's not, you know? She said at one point during her grieving process, she was on suicide watch. Been there. And for me, I had a lot of, wow, I should have said trigger warning. This got very dark very quickly. I'm so sorry. A trigger warning. I had suicidal ideation when I was in my early 20s, and I suppressed those feelings. So that's why, like, seeing her just felt good for me to see her do it, because I'm like, girl, I promise you, like, just feeling it is better than trying to bottle it in, because you end up exploding and you don't know which way you're going to respond once all those feelings just burst at once. So yeah, definitely feel for her, but I'm glad that she has her support system with her to help her through the grief. Lewis plans a getaway in Namibia for all the friends. He invited everybody, but not everybody showed up. As soon as people are arriving, Lewis's hug etiquette is being called into question. And I'm glad, because, sir, this is inappropriate.
I want you to know that she is now married.
That means you don't trust your wife.
Nah, Louis, come on now. You're a big man. You know you're doing too much with these hugs. You know you're doing too much. At least with Kefilwe, she's technically single. We'll talk about that in a second. So it's a little bit different. And it looks like she embraces him the same way. So if she looked uncomfortable, then it would be like, Lewis, come on, read the room. With Zari, whether or not she's comfortable with it, she's a married woman. You have to interact with her differently. Like, sir, And Zari too. No, I actually have to read Zari a little bit, because Zari left so many doors open, left so many things unsettled before getting married, that now as a married woman, things look very sketchy. Like, this is the same guy who was contemplating sharing a baby with you via surrogacy. But now you're going to say, oh, I love him like a brother. It's okay. He can hug me like that. It's not even that bad. No. You don't even feel shame that somebody is that comfortable hugging you like that in front of your man? In front of your husband? Girl. Kefilwe is currently going through a separation. She is fixating on that this entire night. And so people can see that she's not in the best mood. And I was so annoyed how they kept saying, are you okay? Are you okay? Obviously she's not. And you asking is not making it better. Well, I'm not sure who she was married to. However, it was a quick relationship. A very quick relationship. And now that they are separated, he is micromanaging her. He wants to know where she is at all times. He's trying to keep tabs on her. And it's like, you don't have that authority. Even if you were married, being micromanaged, that doesn't sound like a healthy marriage to me at least. So she says that she has a pattern of going for narcissistic men, and she wonders why that is. So she wants to take time to herself to really sort out her feelings and maybe try to break the pattern that she consistently keeps repeating. I think that that's good, especially when we learn more about this relationship. So the next day, Kefilwe is talking about her breakup, and Zari is relating with her because she had a hard divorce with her first 3 kids' father. Zari started off so well. I was like, wow, Zari's being relatable. She's, not probing too much. She's trying to, share her own story as well so they can bond. And then, Zari acts as Zari is supposed to act, always investigating, always sticking her nose a little too far in people's business. But I'm glad she did, because Kefilwe opens up about the fact that they only met last year. You're already divorcing a person you met a year ago? What's happening? What happened? And then she says when they met, he told her he was married. What what's going on. Yeah, this sounds like there's some foul play going on in this relationship. So the fact that she's surprised her divorce is coming with chaos is a surprise to me. You went in with chaos. Of course you're going to come out with chaos. The topic of Fantana's pregnancy comes up, and it is a unanimous decision that Fantana should not have a baby with Diamond. I want to know why Fantana thinks she's different. What about, I mean, it's great that she has that much confidence in herself. She really thinks that she is the one that he's finally going to do right by. I don't, okay, girl. I wish to feel that self-assured in life. But yeah, I would love to know what fuels her to believe that Diamond is going to be different with her. He's going to be the exact same, if not worse. If not worse. The new people in the group, Shakib and Kafilwe, even they are like, Diamond, really? Are you sure? They just got here and they're like, are you sure? So Shakib basically says, you know, I don't think this is the best thing to do, wada. And Fantana is like, you know what? Shakib doesn't really have a reason to badmouth Diamond, so I think that he's coming from a genuine place. Now, although I agree with what Shakib is saying to Fantana, he absolutely has good reason to badmouth Diamond. Number one, he's a fan, but in this case, he's telling the truth. So Nadia is very irritated with this whole situation. She wants to confront Diamond about it, and he's standing by the fact that, actually, did she mention a baby at this point? I don't think she did. I don't think she mentioned a baby. I think later on Nadia mentioned, all these girls look the same. What's her name? Fantana mentioned it. But yeah, he says straight up, oh no, I'm not trying to be committed with this girl. Not at all. It's important to note that Diamond doesn't see children as a commitment. So he has no problem having a kid with Fantana, but he doesn't want to be with Fantana. So Fantana goes over to see Diamond, and he has the champagne that she can't drink. And he has the roses, and they're on a rooftop or whatever. And she is so excited. And I'm like, are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed? Let me tell you something my mom said when I was younger. My mom said, don't get excited by a bag of chips. And what she meant by that was somebody will come and buy you this and that, and you get excited and you think, oh my gosh, I'm so special. But at the end of the day, it's just a bag of chips. Like, at the end of the day, if this person is not going to treat you right, it's just flowers. It's just champagne. It's just a rooftop. Those things feel nice in the moment, but it's just material things. Don't get excited by a bag of chips. Who is that man? How is he treating you? What intentions does he have for you? Girl, not good ones. So you better run immediately. We get to meet a new castmate. Of course, it's one of Swanky's friends. Her name is Ini Edo. And I don't know if it's just me, but to me, this girl looks like Spice. Spice as in like dance hall Spice. I feel like they're twins. Am I tripping? Ini Edo and Annie are friends. Well, she says that they are sisters. They even grew up in the same village. I don't know if they were friends during that time, but that's how close they are or could be, whatever. The point is, she's very fond of Annie. She doesn't know how much drama Annie has been causing in this friend group, so that'll be interesting. She says that no one can stain her white. What I interpreted that as was, you cannot try her. And she says if you do try her, she has no problem putting you in your place. So Diamond hosts an event where everybody is invited. Well, everybody who's in South Africa is invited, and they all show up. So that was interesting. Every single person showed up. No excuses this time. And we got to learn a little bit more about Ini Edo. So they're asking her about her love life. Not gonna lie, I thought for sure this was gonna turn into a conflict, especially because she said, I will come for you if you come for me. Don't try it. You know, the way that they were asking her questions, especially Nadia, I was like, hey, this could turn into drama, but it didn't. Ini has gone through surrogacy to have her child. The father of the child is not involved. And she says that she never thought that she would be one of the women to deal with infertility. That one is a touchy subject for so many women, if not all women. I think all women find it hard to talk about their fertility journey, especially if it's not going well. I felt for her. I really did feel for her. It seems like having a child was something that she really desperately wanted, and she wanted to be the one to carry her child. And so not being able to do that sucks. However, at the end of the day, she does have a healthy child, so God be praised for that. Surrogacy is a big topic tonight. And what's his name now? Shakib. He wants to have a conversation with Zari and Diamond because they have shared different stories about how this whole surrogacy thing went about. She did talk about surrogacy, and she was with Shakib during this time apparently, but she said it was never supposed to be with Diamond. I don't know. I get the impression that Zari is one of those women who tries to have as many kids as she wants with the least amount of baby daddies. So I feel like if she could have just had another kid with Diamond, she would have just had another kid with Diamond. But as we know, things didn't pan out that way. Because her back is against the wall, she's being very defensive. And to me, it's not a good look for her. But Shakib, I don't know. Shakib, his age is showing, if you ask me. Like, not to say that he needs to be really like assertive with her, but he's letting Big Mummy just pull the wool over his eyes. And I'm here like, Shakib, you believe what she's saying right now? And Diamond, he's like, I have receipts. Baby, show them. Show them. I would love to see the receipts, but I don't even need the receipts. I believe that she was going to have another kid with Diamond if the opportunity availed itself. The episode ends with Nadia being very irritated with Diamond, and rightfully so. But the way she went about it, I was like, Nadia, I don't know about this one.
How's your girlfriend?
I'd be damned if my friend wants to have this conversation in front of everybody right now. Like, I don't even know if I'm pregnant yet. I don't think that she is. But I don't even know if I'm pregnant yet. And you're going to ask this man, hey, how's your girlfriend? So you want to make me look stupid. Like, she's trying to make Diamond look stupid, but she's definitely making Fantana look stupid. And to make matters worse, everybody is siding with Diamond right now. Or not necessarily siding with Diamond, but they're choosing not to call him out on his behavior, whether it's on social media or how he treats Santana or how he treats all these alleged situationships that he has out there or girlfriends, whatever. They're choosing not to have the energy that Nadia has. And Nadia is confused because she's like, I know you all know this man. I know you all know how he acts. And you're all going to gaslight me and make it seem like I'm the crazy one? I felt her on that one. They all know that Fantana could be pregnant. And nobody's going to be like, I know, but Diamond, come on. Like, it's time to be serious. But then they also know that he's unserious. So why would they even ask for him to be serious? They know that's not going to happen. But yeah, I was on Nadia's side in terms of the argument she was making. But I think time and place is important. And this was not the time or the place. So we will see what the fallout of this altercation is. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.